What have you learned about the recruiting process and being involved in it?
It's fun. It's fun. It's interesting. You learn a lot about individual players, if you will, demographics. All of the different issues that come about. But it's been fun. It's been fun. It's been super exciting for our program, and we're looking forward to it. Trying to get the best players in here that fit us, and I think that's always key when you talk about the recruiting aspect of it.
Has anything surprised you about it?
Not really. I mean, like I said, it's been fun. I mean, there are some nuances. When you talk about the different aspects of NIL and the way people do things, and so on and so forth. But again, it's been interesting. It's been fun. It's about getting the right individuals in here that fit us. And what we're trying to build here, and guys that understand Coach Riley's vision for the program, and as long as we're all on the same page with those families and those individual players, then that's all you can ask. That's all we're trying to do as a staff, to make sure that we identify the right people for this USC program.
What has it been like working alongside Anton for this summer and the spring
Yeah,
practice?
it's been awesome. I mean, Dan's been a friend of mine for a very long time. As you guys may know, we shared some time with the Los Angeles Chargers, as his dad was the head coach. Coach Anthony Lynn gave me my first opportunity in the NFL, and so I'm forever grateful for that. And Dan's, a freaking awesome mind in football. When you talk about the experience that he's had in the NFL and the success that he's had, and then being able to pair that with some of the things that I've been able to do with my time in the NFL, and just putting a playbook together that's been a shared vision. When you talk about the coaches that we have with Coach Newell, Coach Belk, Coach Entz, he's been open to ideas and thoughts, and I think we're doing what's best for the USC football program and the defense that we're trying to build here, and so it's been exciting working with him, and I love him. That's my guy. So.
What was his defense that you're trying to build? What has been that identity you're trying to get out of the defensive line?
Fast, physical, tough. Defensive line specific, or the defense as a whole? Which one are you asking about?
I was asking just more on that defensive line.
Yeah, the defensive
line.
line. It's going to be physical. We're going to be the smallest group when we touch foot on the grass. We take pride in those things. I don't think all the time defensive linemen are, looked upon as the most intelligent group on the field. Well, that's the identity that we want to have, and when guys are in tune to things by the play speed that they play with. When guys play fast, and that's because they're locked in and they understand what's going on the field. It's our job as coaches to prepare them the best. And we take pride in those things. I think our guys have shown that over the course of the spring, the development, the improvement, the understanding of the scheme as a whole. You've seen guys improve in that area. And so you're just looking forward to building on that as we head into camp.
When you got that first NFL opportunity from Dan's dad, what was Dan's role on the staff, and what was your role? How much you guys crossed paths?
Yeah. When I got the first opportunity with the Los Angeles Chargers in 2017, Dan was our defensive assistant. So he worked closely with, Coach Bradley, Gus Bradley, who was our defensive coordinator. My role was the assistant defensive line coach. And so Danton was basically in charge of, everything that Coach Bradley needed done with regards to putting together the playbook. He was basically a defensive coordinator at that time. People that don't understand how those defensive quality control or assistant roles are designed in the NFL, you're basically a defensive coordinator. You're being tutored to call plays, to understand the mindset of the play caller. And I think that's why he's had success thus far in his career. And it was something that I've always seen in him. The way he handled those tasks, the way that he was always on point, sharp, very articulate, understand what's going on, both with the front and on the back end. I mean, he's ready for it, and we got a great group of coaches to support him and support the vision that we have as a defense, and we're looking forward to getting going here.
It was in those days that you guys got close.
Oh yeah. I mean, we laughed, we talked, we stood up a lot of long hours, and so we grew together, and we continue to grow together, even though we were not on the same teams in the NFL, because there's constant communication around the league. things that you see, how things you like, things you want to implement when you get your own opportunity. And I think you're just seeing, the growth that Danton has had over that time of him getting into the league, which was prior to the Chargers as well. He spent some time in Buffalo. So he's had a long career of growth, if you will, with some different coordinators and different head coaches.
Eric Bear was just talking about expectations
Yeah.
the staff has for him this year. He was talking about how you guys have encouraged him to kind of keep that motor high.
100%.
What is the ceiling that you feel like you guys can get him to, and just what is the importance for him this year?
Right. Yeah, I don't think there is a ceiling. That's what you like about these guys. You want to just encourage them to continue to get better every day. Don't ever put a cap on yourself. Don't ever put a ceiling on yourself, because you'd be surprised how much better that you can get. The way that you can improve your overall understanding of defenses, of offenses, the way that teams are trying to attack you, blocking schemes up front. And the ability to anticipate, and then finding out where you can take your shots within the scheme of the defense is all that we're trying to encourage these guys and teach these guys how they can play faster and, having a big picture understanding of what's going on. And then now that allows these guys to be able to take shots when they need to. And that's how you see guys make plays.
There was some thought he was going to enter the portal in the spring. What was that process like on your end?
He didn't, so we're glad that he's still here. Do not want to relive whatever that was at that time. I mean, we're excited for Bear and where he's going this offseason. I'm looking forward to watching his improvement. He's been here working his tail off, getting better every day, continuing to improve on his physical transition in terms of his body. And again, the importance of the mental aspect of the game is where I know that he's really been spending a lot of time in terms of his development in his offseason. I can't get him out of my office. He's a guy that's been thirsting for knowledge, and you love that. And anytime you got guys like that, you want them to have success. And I think that's where, you can appreciate that.
Does he remind you of anybody you've coached before?
Every guy has their own personality, if you will, but he does remind me of a couple of young guys that I've had in the past. When you talk about guys that, primarily those rookies that come into the league that just have a real thirst for getting better, thirst for knowledge, thirst for understanding how teams are trying to attack you, and just an overall growth development mindset. I think he has that. I'm looking forward to a big season from him. We got a lot of work to do with all of our guys, not just Bear in particular, and we're excited about it.
Did you sense that motivation from Bear as soon as you got here, or was that something that came about especially recently?
Yeah, from the day that I stepped foot in the office, he was one of the first people that I laid eyes on because he made himself available. He came to see me, he came to spend time, he was eager to, just like I said, sit down and learn football, talk ball. I also had a previous relationship because I never did totally remove myself from top players in the country, and then with social media nowadays, being able to pay attention to what's going on when you talk about just top guys being recruited. I've always found that interesting. And so I've had a previous relationship with Bear even prior to me being here. When he was coming out of high school, I knew about the guy, prior to him going, to the first school that he went to. And so, it was awesome getting a chance to finally put a face with a name, if you will, and just, watching him develop over the years. So I've been excited for him.
What struck you
What are the keys to defending the A gap? And as you look at your roster, who are the guys that you think are going to give you the best shot to handle that spot on the field?
I think all the guys on the defensive line, that line up, up front, have a responsibility to be physical, to knock guys off the ball, understand what's going on, understand what gap is open, not just the A gap, because that may not be a gap that we have open on a particular play, if you will. And so just understanding where your help is what we're, want to make sure that we're locked in on those details. But when you talk about just being physical, knocking guys back, being able to get on and off blocks, that's how you defend every gap, not just the A gap,